Well, hello, everyone. It is Alicia Hurt here, your servant leader. I am back. I have another phenomenal woman, phenomenal boss in the game. You hear me? Her name is, well, I call her Josie. She's my Josie. Thank you so much for your time because I know you are busy. So thank you so much. And I'm going to stop talking. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Josephia Rouse. I'm the owner of a family law firm in Maryland named Divorce with a Plan. I have run Divorce with a Plan for the last 10 years as of January 6, 2024. And I am a mom of four and an aunt of an additional seven. I have a husband. His name is Ian Stringer. And we just go about the business of providing people with realistic divorce solutions and trying to empower them to make decisions that are in their best interest.
So you do a lot. And you went through it so smooth. Did y'all hear that? She's an attorney, yo. She practiced law like my girl practiced law. This not Olivia Pope. This is Josie Pope. This is my girl in the DMV. You hear me? Like talking about being a sister, being a boss. Like I appreciate you. I'm so glad that I was able to rub shoulders with you in a class to motivate me. And you continue to motivate me. And I think that's what it's about. It's like, sis, let me show you. I've been in the game. Let me show you. Let me push you. Let me bring you up. And I appreciate that about you. You're so humble. And then you said, "Foe, you in the foe crew with me."
I mean, it's like amazing how we keep our sanity, but I think we talk about it a lot, delegation and knowing when to be satisfied and content with all the areas of your life when good enough is good enough, and why you are kind of spreading yourself thin right now for that future for them. Like it's gonna get pieced together eventually. So, it's an exciting time to be alive and to thrive and to um produce for our loved ones and for ourselves. Seriously.
So tell me, how did you get into this line of work? How did this all come apart? Because 10 years is nothing to just, snap your fingers at.
I always go deep on this question quickly, right? So just get prepared. I was 14. My sister was 24 when she was killed. And when she was killed, there was a police investigation that deemed her death a suicide. Her body was found 400 miles away from her car. There's about $40,000 worth of cash in her car. It was obviously not a suicide. And on her death certificate, the coroner, the medical examiner opined that she died from asphyxiation. So, of course, it's one of those things at being 14, just wishing that someone had investigated or had given her life the due diligence to properly, not just slander her, defame her character like that. So I found myself attracted to law. I thought I wanted to be a state's attorney. No, did not want to do that. And I started working for my uncle. He's my second cousin, but my uncle. He'd been an attorney for 30 years, doing real estate, James Rouse in Baltimore City. I came to Baltimore and he taught me everything, right? But what he taught me the most of was how to serve our communities, how to serve the community and kind of bridge the gap of understanding where individuals who, really they don't want to be in the legal system and in that process, how to get them to a point where they feel like they're human and they feel like they can deal with their situation. During that process, I found divorces to be one of the most transformational portions of the law. And the reason why is that it connected me to my sister when I saw individuals not understanding anything about what's going on, and they had a trajectory and they had a mindset about where their life was going to go. And that's no longer it. And when you sit them down and you show them the way and you show them the outcome and you show them the options, their lives are transformed way more than anyone else's, in my opinion, because you had a dream in your marriage. You had a hope. Individuals not married for mostly a year, 2 years. It's like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, the entirety of your adulthood, right? And now you're going a different way. And so I found that I had the most connection with those clients because of that feeling of hopelessness that I had when I was 14. And that transformation was one that I think my 14-year-old self wanted. And so I fell in love with giving people the empowerment to understand that the life after divorce can be great, but it also depends on how you do your divorce, how you treat your kids, how you treat your ex, how you treat your life, because you can't trash your life. You can't trash, your children's father, your children's mother. You can't trash everything that you built together. Oh, that job is easy for him. Well, that was a job that provided you a certain standard of living. Or, she's just taking care of the kids in the house. Well, those children are the children that you are raving about when it comes to their GPA and what they're doing. And so the biggest part of my job is to tell people that the life that they've built over the last few decades need to have respect, need to have honor. And that's how we're going to move forward with your divorce, because it makes it more realistic that two people were involved in this and two people are leaving from this, not an enemy and a victim, a perpetrator and a victim per se.
Right. And so one question I normally ask is the motivation, but your whole story is your motivation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's your passion, that's your drive, and you're upholding the legacy of your sister,
Yeah.
So I thank you for that. And I thank you for serving. As we go into the holiday time, what advice would you give those that are maybe heading towards that divorce, if they're separated or what have you, in regards to setting up for a plan, i.e. the name of your business,
Right. So I think the biggest thing there is always going to be, there is a mind of ours, right? And in our mind, when we're in the middle of argument, that your path with that person is no longer going to be in unison. Then what you have at that point is a choice of what you're going to be thinking about when it comes to these holiday plans. And so some people find it easier to say, with my holiday plans, I just see it with me and my children. I don't see it with my spouse anymore. And be careful with that, right? So I don't know your traditions, right? No one knows someone's traditions. Some people love the day before Christmas. Some people love the day after Christmas. This is a tradition where we go to the store and we have fun. And when you allow other people to get in the middle of your traditions in your life and you give that power to someone else, whether it be the lawyers or the judges or whomever, you take that power away from your kids. Right. So I encourage individuals to envision a life that's after the divorce. Let go of the life as you know it up until the divorce, and think about scenarios that will make the kids the most happy. And consistently, it's been either in the morning with mom and in the afternoon with dad, or we do the one event where we go down and see the Christmas tree together. And that's where we make the exchange. So before the Christmas tree, I'm with mom. After the Christmas tree, I'm with dad.
Right.
There are ways where if you give your life the attention and the respect it deserves, you can transition the children and yourself into a situation that celebrate holidays instead of tear down holidays and make it this tension-filled event that the children are waiting for you to just be fighting at, right? And I think about Maryland, and a lot of my clients are professionals. A lot of my clients are career-driven individuals. They are individuals that have created a life over decades. We all have, right? Diligently. And so there's a stigma around divorce. And you want to pull that stigma off and say, hey, this is your life and this is your kid's life. And they're going to see trauma, but how you respond to trauma and how you respond to relationships and how they can build relationships with people is what they're going to see for the holidays for decades and years to come. And that's how they're going to transition that to their kids. So you are creating a legacy around holidays every time you interact with your kids after the divorce. So it's a lot, but it starts with the mindset and it starts with the intention. And you can't get away with that and just say, well, I'm going to have them in the morning and night. No. And the only other tip that I would give, when you're trying to resolve one issue, don't bring all issues into the holiday. Right. Don't bring every issue into this issue. Don't bring a snide remark into this issue. One of the key to my job security through AI is the ability to compartmentalize each issue and put it in the box that it deserves, because our lives are not like a monolith. They are complex, they are beautiful. They grow our lives. We make them better every day. So you got to put thought into the most important days of your life.
Yes, yes. Thank you. We need to add therapists to your name.
Anytime, and I know you know this as well, because when I think about property management and your, approach and intentionality to property managers who need to ensure that their investment is taken care of, and that their tenants and that their vendors and contractors are being taken care of, it's how we do it. I mean, servant is not something that it means. It doesn't mean a cheaper price. It doesn't mean a medium grade service. It doesn't mean a quicker process or shortcuts. I mean, truly being servant to people is truly thinking about their issue, looking at and using your experience to say, I see where you're at now, and then you have 2 or 3 stages to get through, and I will help guide you through it. And I'm going to provide the premium level service where you're going to have as little of dust and as little of harm as possible. Like, that if we don't do that, I mean, that's why we get referred. That's why clients are referred to us versus just, ads. And so when we do that, and when we're consistent in that basis, and we provide that consistent service that people expect from Black women, and we do that. So yeah, I do, but it is definitely, especially for your audience, a message of, no matter any shortcuts or how anybody else wants to treat their life, when you're dealing with professionals and you're dealing with your life, we're taking it seriously.
That's right. Sure, we are.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I definitely appreciate you. You really dropped a lot of gems on us. And so if someone wants to consider alternative options, how can they get in touch with you?
So whether or not it's a prenuptial agreement or something a lot of people don't know about, a postnuptial agreement, or if they know that they need a child custody case modification or divorce, the number to the office, 240-269-3592. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, Google, Divorce with a Plan. And we are really about that servant leadership in our community. And you're gonna not be, the one thing I can promise my clients is that when we get in front of a judge, you will be prepared.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Just like that, straight face. You're gonna be prepared because she's not playing. She's not playing.
y'all. So Alicia and I did Goldman Sachs together, and y'all picked at me, but it's the one thing, your slip, your collar, everything is going to be in check when we walk in there.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like if you walk into one of Alicia's buildings, it's going to be in check.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello. Because I'm not playing.
Not playing. Okay.
So give me, as we're closing out, give me your tip or your mantra that you utilize on a daily basis to get up and go.
If I'm going to make a decision for me to be able to sleep well at night, that's it. Every decision I make during the day is going to contribute to me being able to sleep well at night.
I like it. I love it. Thank you, Josie, so much for your time. We appreciate you. We appreciate your line of work. I respect it. And what you see is what you get, you guys. She is authentic. She's going to tell you the good, bad, and indifferent, but she's serving you. That's the key to it. And I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alicia. Bye, guys.